Welcome back to the Broncos franchise. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see who wins the Super Bowl. It won't be us. We lost to the Colts in the divisional round. The Falcons beat the Niners. The Ravens, they would beat the Dolphins. And the G-Men, they will move on as well. The Falcons would beat the G-Men. And the Colts, they would beat those Baltimore Ravens. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is the Dirty Birds taking on the Horseshoes in the Super Bowl. The NFC squad would lose to the AFC squad, I believe. That's what I saw. That's what I read. I could be wrong. Anyways, Falcons would beat the Colts. Matty Ice, he gets that ring. And that ring changes his legacy. Now, they're letting everybody and their mama into the Hall of Fame. And I'm not hating because, hey, if you made it to the NFL, that's an accomplishment. If you're one of the more memorable players, that's an accomplishment too. I just think that sometimes some of these guys that get in, I'm like, I didn't think he was one, but hey, maybe he is one. What do I know? We made some money this year, $14.1 million. Dick LeBeau is going to retire. Now, speaking of Hall of Famers, this off-season class, free agency class, is littered with Hall of Famers. Littered. Future Hall of Famers, maybe current littered with them, okay? Littered. We're going to sign Norv Turner. He's our new offensive coordinator. Feinberg is going to be our special teams coach. Richardson, Sellers, Hanson, Mawai, they're retiring. Ray Lewis, he's retiring as well. Pat Willie Will, he's going to call it a career. Hines Ward is donezo. Matt Stovehot is donezo. Donald Driver, Derek Mason, Brett Favre. Brett Favre calling it a career. About time, just joking. Then you got Rondé Barber, you got London Fletcher, you got James Ferrier, Brian Dawkins, who again, we kind of saw that come. We kind of expected him to retire. He was 37 years old, and that's the result you get. Terrell Owens, Ricky Williams, Mike Peterson. They are making way for a new generation, basically. So Favre, Hasselbeck, Delhomme, Pennington, Kitna, and Redmond are calling it a career. Those are your top guys. 3 running backs. Ricky Williams, Fred Taylor, and Kevin Falk, Texas, Florida, and LSU, respectfully. And then for us as a team, we lose Brian Dawkins and Brandon Stokely. All right, 83 and 73 overall. Brandon Stokely, the ex-Colt, and Sean Dawkins, the ex-Colt, passed away, man. We're losing family members. No relation, but I like saying that because it makes me feel like I made it to the league just a little bit. Anyways, though, man, we have one guy holding out, our left guard, and these guys did blossom. I got to give our O-line credit. Outside of the center position, everybody now is up over 80 overall. These are the guys that are on the fringes of us bringing them back, maybe not bringing them back. Yeah. So with the guy that's holding out, our left guard, I'm looking to maybe get a cornerback because I do not plan on bringing Champ back just because the price tag is going to be fairly high. It's going to be fairly high, all right? So what we're going to do is probably let Champ walk. I didn't want to trade him. I want him to finish out his contract, and we did that. But now it's time for him to find a new team to play for. We signed Prater. We signed our left tackle. We signed our left guard. Raheem Brock, I was thinking about bringing back in. Or here we're going to sign our left guard right here to a one-year contract. I didn't like the fact that he held out, but hey, it is what it is. Everybody else is going to walk. We need an outside linebacker. We need a lot of things on defense. Thomas Davis, 28 years of age, 91 overall. I'm like, yes, he's in his prime. Let's sign him. He has no interest in coming to us. But who does, though? Antonio Gates, 99 overall. Ronnie Brown, he's, I believe, 29 years of age, 89 overall running back. He gets a 2-year deal from us. I did that because I'm not quite sure how the draft is going to work in Madden 11. Madden 04, the overalls are a little bit lower than like in 06 and 07 and 08 on the PS2. Running backs, I have a hard time drafting sometimes, and that's them. So I signed him to be like, yes, let's get some insurance. Quarterbacks, Peyton Manning is a Dolphin now. Donovan McNabb is a Viking now. Eli Manning is a Chief. Felipe going to replace Eli in New York by leaving San Diego to go to New York like Eli did before he even touched on the football field. Thomas Brady. One, why is he only 89 overall? Maybe that's a little bit of a glitch for the PS2 version because I do not think that's the case on the 360 version. But my gosh, he's a Titan. Matt Schaub, he's a Bengal. Vince Young going back to Houston to play for the Texans. Carson Palmer found his way to the silver and black. What is going on? Jay Cutler is going to the Colts. He's going to Indy to replace Peyton. And then David Garrard, he is going to be a Niner. Jason Campbell's going to be a Eagle. And that means that Alex Smith is a free agent. So it is the bizarre world today. When it comes to running backs, we got Ronnie Brown. The G-Men, they got Cedric Benson. Leon Washington's going to the Dolphins. Played his college ball at Florida State, so he's going back home. Darren Sproles, he's going to Washington. Marion Barber, the late Marion Barber, he is going to the Chiefs. Brandon Jacobs going to the Seahawks. Brian Westbrook, who was a free agent last year, who we signed halfway through the season, basically, going to play for the Buccaneers. McGahee, Parker, and who else? Clinton Portis are free agents. So you lose Ray Lewis. He retires. And now you want to focus on offense, Baltimore. They get Randy Moss and Vincent Jackson this offseason. They also, or Santana Moss, go to the Falcons. Braylon Edwards going to the Chargers. Lee Evans going to the Titans. Devin Hester going to the Niners. TJ Hushmanzada going to the Steelers. And then, of course, you see it. Roy Williams, he's coming to the Broncos. Todd Heap, he's going to the Titans. We got the best overall player in free agency in Antonio Gates, best tight end, obviously. You see it right there. Jeremy Stevens, he's going to play for the Rams. Randy McMichael is still out there. And I'm not against bringing him back, okay? We got to see how this offseason, phase plays out, all right? There goes your left tackles. These are your left guards. Mankins, he's going to the Steelers. Fanica's going to the Colts, all right? Dockery also going to the Colts. Kind of weird there. They have the top four guards. Two of them are going to the Colts, but again, a 10-point difference in overall. We also got Grove, top center. He's coming to us. That was the only position of need on the O-line. Everybody else is blossoming into who we thought they could be, all right? Right tackle, the top one's going to the New York Football Jets, Jets. Robert Mathis, a Falcon. Richard Seymour is a Niner. My Niners are making moves, baby. They're making moves this offseason. They're not done. Then you got Aaron Smith. He's going to the Cowboys. Antonio Smith, I believe, is going to the Browns. Trevor Price is going to those Buffalo Bills. Leonard Little, who we signed last season, who was a free agent, he found a job with the New York Jets. I was going to sign Albert Hainsworth. Typically, if I have an issue with somebody for what they've done on the field, what they've done off of the field, I won't sign them even in a video game. But this time I was like, it makes sense for what I realized PS2 Maddens are. Your right end going up against the left tackle is hardly going to get too much production. So I want guys who are going to stop the run. And I'm like, he's a D tackle basically, but put him on that side, on the opposite side of Calais Campbell. That's like having 4 D tackles as a defensive line. No pass rush, but you're going to be able to stop the run. All right. Franklin, he's going to make his way to the Colts. Thomas Davis will also make it to the Colts. Nobody told him that Peyton is no longer there, but hey, that's the result you're going to get. Carlos Dansby, he is a Titan going to pair up with Thomas Brady. DeMarcus Ware also going to Indy. I think it's a 4-3 scheme in Indy. Doesn't make sense fit-wise, but he's an all-world talent. Get him on the squad. Champ, he's going to play for the Niners. I would feel good about that. I know what he is as a Niner fan. I'm like, hey, come on. We know that you're on your last leg, but you're still Champ Bailey. Come on down. Again, he just costs too much for us and what we're trying to do. We have 10 draft picks. As you see, Sharper, he's also going to the Niners. We were going to go after Antrel Roll, Thomas Davis, Albert Hainsworth had no interest in coming to our squad. I don't think I said that with Albert Hainsworth, but that's why I did not sign him. He had no interest coming to our squad. So those guys we just weren't gonna get. So there you have it. But I was gonna pick up Albert Hainsworth if he wanted to come to town, and I get it. Trust me, I get it. But yeah. So first pick in the draft, Ricky Harris from Louisville. 86 overall with 90 overall speed, 6'3", 206 pounds. Kendall is a beast. 32 reps on the bench press. He was the strongest defensive end at the position. I wanted him to be a little bit heavier, 276. He was actually the second heaviest guy available at the right end. Because again, I want somebody that's going to stop the run. Hopefully he can do that. And yes, then pick number 3 in the second round. I had to make a decision between the Chandler bros. This is Derek Chandler from Miami. 82 overall with 78 overall speed, 81 overall tackle out of Miami. It was between him and Craig Chandler, and Craig Chandler was still there out of BYU, 6'1", corner with 96 overall speed, 198 pounds, and it just worked out perfectly. We were not done, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody that we've drafted had a first-round grade on them, including Cartrell. Okay? Carlton Cartrell from Georgia Tech, 80 overall with 87 speed. Our first 5 picks, 80 plus overall. And then Jack Lincoln, 93 overall speed out of Ball State. He's a 5'8", 210 running back with all kinds of speed. And then we get a backup left tackle and Charlie Leon. All right, so that's not bad right there. He has 86 overall. I believe it was run block, maybe pass block. And then we come back at a deep tackle at 74 overall, which again isn't bad. Is it great? No, maybe not great, but not bad. And we got this left guard, 69 overall. And then we come back with our last pick of the draft, the Broncos, Mr. Relevant, Steve Redmond. 71 overall out of Clemson, middle linebacker with 86 overall speed. I'm not saying we're going to get rid of DJ Williams, but I'm just saying this man can run. He can run. First pick in the draft overall goes to the Chicago Bears, quarterback. Then the Raiders, they come back and get a halfback out of USC, 88 overall already. Look at that. That's ridiculous. And then the Cardinals will also take a running back, 86 overall with 88 overall speed, 93 break tackle out of Nebraska. Remember Nebraska was just running backs were coming out of there like cupcakes coming out of Hostess. Like, my goodness gracious. Left tackle goes to the Philadelphia Eagles. The first receiver goes to the Jacksonville Jaguars, 6'3", 211 pounds, 91 catching. And then the second quarterback, going to go to Buffalo out of Alabama. And then you got right outside linebacker, who I was thinking about maybe trading up for, but no. I was like, no, we're going to hang back. We're just going to play the draft the way that the draft is going to be played for us, and it worked out, I believe. Then left tackle, yes, he's going to the Chiefs out of Florida. And then you got another quarterback, and believe me, the Chargers need some quarterbacks, 96 throw power, 86 throw accuracy out of Washington. That's a good look for the Chargers. And then the last pick of the top 10 is another running back out of San Diego State. I believe that's 2 guys in the top 10 that came from San Diego State. San Diego State better went to the national championship. Like, my goodness gracious, what's going on in San Diego State? But anyways, that's going to do it for that. Second round of free agency, we went after McMichael, but he's going to sign with the Browns. More power to him. So we're going to bring in Scheffler. They're both 77 overall. Scheffler's a little bit faster, and he has a little bit better hands. So there you go. And then Weatherford, who's now like a bodybuilder. Like, he had a good physique back in the day, especially for the punter, but now he's all hulked up. Don't think it's natural, but that's not my business. Bob Sanders is also a Niner. So Niner, they were like, we need to revamp this whole secondary. Last time they did that, it worked out. Like the last time they really did that. Not with Richard Sherman. Like, that worked out too, just didn't get a ring. But when we got Ronnie Lott back in the day, that worked out with those guys. And then, of course, Dion for that 1 year, it worked out pretty flipping well. So when it comes to our receiving core, Demaryius Thomas, I might change this back. But Demaryius Thomas, he is going to be our number 1 receiver. I might put him on the left side where he would be the number 2 receiver, but in my mind, he's the number 1 receiver. Roy Williams, he's the big body that went on the outside. Decker's our slot receiver. That was the plan. Gaffney, I see, has a high overall, but he's our 4th option as far as a receiver goes. And with Antonio Gates, he's really like one of our last options to throw the ball to, okay? Too many drop passes. That one route versus the Colts really irked me because he slowed down. It might have been a bad read. Say what you will. I'll make bad reads. I can own that. But to me, the brother slowed down. And I can't have that. And I like me my Florida Gators. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I am a Florida Gator fan. It's just, that was the best team in the SEC way back in the day before Tim Tebow when they had like Danny Werfel. I know I'm old, but don't judge me. All right? Don't do that. Right tackle, Ryan Harris, he blossomed. Like, our O-line is looking very good, bro. And with the big, beefy running back like a Ronnie Brown. And now Lincoln, I don't think I showed you that. Shame on me. Lincoln is now faster than Buckhalter. Shame on me. Buckhalter's speed went way down. He had the speed weapon. Yes, Madden 11 still had weapons on this version. I don't believe the 360 version had weapons still. I could be wrong, but I don't think they did. I think they took that out. On the PS2, they still had the weapons. He had the speed weapon. That's gone. His speed is in the 80s. So I'm so happy I drafted Lincoln because I was like, Lincoln might be our 3rd option. He's going to be our 2nd option, and Buckhalter is just going to be like our emergency running back, maybe a 3rd down back role for him, maybe quite possibly. I'm not quite sure. And then when it comes to our corners, I'm going to give Cox a chance. his overall, somebody told me he was like a 5th-round pick, and I believe he was a rookie in this game. But his overall is like 84 overall. So, hey, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. He's 5'11", 195 pounds. Again, first year in the league. So, he was a rookie last year. So, 84 overall. I'm going to take it. I'm going to count my blessings, please believe. Ricky Harris, 86 overall. I was going to go with McBath, but hey, this guy comes in ready to go. 90 overall speed. He's our new free safety. I will be changing guys' numbers. You can't have single-digit numbers in these games. You can in like Madden 04 and 05, maybe 06, but you can't in these Maddens. But yeah, that's that. So I think our squad improved. And we had to get rid of Graham. Before I end this video, we had to get rid of Graham. I did not show that. We could not sign all of our draft picks. So we got rid of Graham, our tight end that couldn't catch. That's why I went back and tried to get McMichael, because we had to get rid of Graham to sign our draft picks. So yeah, we really went for broke. Couldn't go after no quarterbacks. But Tim Tebow is our quarterback, all right? He's our quarterback. Anyways, that's going to do it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope this day is the best of your day. Peace, love. Hot sauce.